Yo, public feedback on the Freelance Movement Tribe, TFMT, by John Pagulayan from 2022 to 2025. So, the Philippine freelancing community actively discusses TFMT on Reddit, especially in subreddits like communities Buhay Digital and PH Careers. There have been multiple threads asking worth it pa ba or something like legit ba to or scam, which draw dozens of comments. And these threads often begin with a newbie asking if the 10,000 to 20,000 pesos annual fee is justified and if TFMT delivers on its promises. Responders range from current tribe members to skeptical non members, and some members even use Reddit to promote the tribe. For example, one user offered tribe sharing. It is selling access to their account for 4,000 pesos. So others can join more cheaply. In contrast, some non members post blunt critics, like for example calling it a lucrative freelancing guru racket or suggesting positive reviewers might be paid. And much of the tribe's presence on Facebook is through private groups like the official TFMT Facebook group for paid members as well as for free members. However, public conversations happen via personal profiles and freelancing groups. For instance, a tribe member's public post acknowledged TFMT as a very polarizing community, which other people think is a scam due to claims of landing premium clients with no experience. And in that post, the member defends the tribe by sharing his own successes, implying that skeptics just don't understand the system. Facebook freelancing groups like Online Filipino Freelancers or digital career groups also see people asking about TFMT. Often, existing members chime in with invitations or testimonials, and while others caution to do your research before paying. John Pagulayan's team also runs free 7-day or 12-day challenges or 30-day challenges on Facebook, which sometimes prompts discussion outside the paywalled community. And there aren't many independent YouTube reviews dissecting TFMT, as most YouTube content is either from the official, the TFM movement channel, or interviews with successful tribe members. Essentially, those are promotional. Blogs and freelance career sites in the Philippines do mention TFMT. For example, there's a 2025 Best VA Courses Roundup noted how polarized the response to Pagulayan's courses is. And fans swear by them while others are turned off by the guru like marketing. Another digital marketing blog lists the freelance movement tribe, the Facebook community one, as a place to get moral support, answers to newbie questions, and sometimes job leads or scam warnings. On par with other freelancer forums, LinkedIn posts tend to be promotional, like members announcing tribe enrollment openings or celebrating their wins rather than critical discussions. When it comes to tangible results in terms of clients and income, fans of TFMT often credit it with life changing freelance success. Many report landing their first premium client or high paying client soon after joining. Inside the tribe, earning six figures, that's 100,000 pesos plus per month, is often portrayed as normal. For example, one member, a stay at home mom, shared that with tribe support, she scaled to 150 to 200,000 pesos income working only for 4 hours a day within 2 years. Another longtime member posted the 10,000 pesos fee was sobrang walang wala. Like, compared to the ROI, he hit a six-figure monthly income in 3 months and was at 200,000 pesos per month by year two. And a tribe insider on Reddit shared that tips from community helped him reach seven figures in Philippine peso in under a year. even without consuming all the course material. And these are exceptional cases, but they are heavily publicized as proof of the tribe's effectiveness. And more common practical gains cited include moving from low rate gigs to much higher rates. And one member said he was stuck at $3 per hour before, but after joining Tribe, um, I'm now earning more, according to him. Others mentioned quickly transitioning to full time freelancing. For example, a newbie had no client, joined Tribe, then agad nag-resign sa work because she started getting clients. Fans frequently credit TMFT with helping them build their own agency or team. Several posts as well mention Tribe batchmates who, a year or two later, may kanya-kanya ng agency at magagaling na. Each have their own agencies and have become really skilled. These success stories, new businesses, higher income, even purchases like a house and lot, often touted in tribe marketing, are celebrated as tribe wins. Devotees appreciate the concrete training and resources provided, and TMFT doesn't focus on basic hard skills. It assumes you can learn those elsewhere. Instead, it drills down on freelancing strategies. Fans often praise the tribe's client acquisition methods, from crafting outreach messages to closing deals, and they highlight lessons on how to charge premium rates and negotiate confidently. One member noted that every Thursday there's a skills mastery session where an expert teaches a specific skill, for example, SEO, Facebook ads, copywriting, and you can pick which ones to attend. There are also stage calls or community Zoom calls where members practice discovery calls or pitches in a safe environment. And the tribe's online portal, was called Atlas, contains templates and scripts for proposals, cold emails, etc., which devotees find extremely useful. One user mentioned, yung lessons puro may templates. That's what a user mentioned. And all lessons come with templates, as a positive in a positive manner. Essentially, fans feel the tribe gives them a blueprint so they don't have to reinvent the wheel in building their freelance business. Perhaps the most echoed benefit is the community support. Members call the tribe a safe place where they can post successes, failures, and struggles without judgment. Or if someone does judge, they'll get kicked out, as one redditor noted of the strict no negativity policy. And this supportive atmosphere helps newbies overcome fear. Fans say the tribe gave them accountability and confidence to step out of their comfort zone. For example, accountability pods or small groups are formed so that members at similar stages push each other to take action. A new member shared that it's really worth it, especially if you don't know how to start and wala ka pang lakas ng loob. The community will motivate you. Members love that they can tap into a network of experienced freelancers. One commenter said the tribe connects you with 509 or plus other freelancers at your perusal. If you lack a skill, you can easily find a tribe mate to collaborate or outsource to. And this internal referral system means no lead is a waste, as tribe freelancers refer work to each other and earn 20 to 30% commissions for those referrals. Fans also value direct access to mentors. Coaches and top earners in the tribe often answer questions and give feedback in the Facebook group or weekly calls. As one longtime member put it, the info and support from the whole tribe is worth it. If you're a newbie wanting guidance from point A, someone clueless, to point B, which is your first premium client, you give this a try. And then the body system was also mentioned. New enrollees are assigned an accountability partner or group that meets weekly to ensure everyone is pushing forward. Many fans talk about intangible gains like mindset and confidence, and they say TFMT taught them to treat freelancing as a serious business rather than a gig. One Reddit user admitted he used to think paying for a course was foolish since info is free online, but he gained a different perspective after seeing the value of networking and mindset changes in the tribe. And members often mention developing a premium mindset, learning to value their work highly and charge accordingly, rather than seeing themselves as just labor for hire. For example, a tribe coach, Dina Samuel, was quoted saying, TFMT helps you realize client getting is not about luck, it's about having a system, underscoring the confidence of being in control of your pipeline. Success posts inside tribe frequently attribute wins to mindset shifts taught by John Pagulayan himself, such as overcoming the fear of pitching high prices or transitioning from employee mentality to CEO mentality. Fans consistently repeat that taking action is the core and tribe ethos. That's the core tribe ethos, and being surrounded by action takers rubbed off on them. Repeated praise also goes to how the tribe saves time. Instead of floundering for months, you follow proven steps and accelerate your progress. In summary, fans say they gain clients, income growth, networking, accountability, structured learning, and a new mindset. Heavily repeated feedback revolves around the community, or the tribe feels like family, or parang fraternity, easier to reach out once you're in, and the guidance, which is like hand holding to avoid newbie mistakes. Rarer praises include the quality of specific coaches or the value of tribe exclusive events like tribex annual conference in person, but the common refrain is that the tribe's value isn't magical new information, but the structured support and network that help members actually apply it. And as you can see, this sentiment from a 3 year member captures the near zealous appreciation many have for TFMT's impact on their lives. Not everyone, though, has a rosy experience with the freelance movement tribe. Critics range from marketing style to the content quality to the community culture. And this is the most frequent gripe, even from people who haven't joined. TFMT's tagline openly promises building a six-figure business without experience, skills, credentials, or portfolio. And to skeptics, this sounds too good to be true, if not outright scammy. A number of Redditors expressed disbelief. Like, who gets premium clients without experience? They asked mockingly. Or the guru like marketing approach, like testimonials of huge earnings, countdown timers for enrollment, upsells, puts off many observers. One independent blog noted that those who haven't tried TFMT are mostly turned off by the guru way his courses are marketed on the website and pirated by his followers. They were referring to the founder, John Pagulayan. And critics suspect aggressive marketing tactics create FOMO, or fear of missing out. For example, emphasizing that 10,000 pandemic promo fee will go back to 20,000 next batch, enroll now or miss out, which one Reddit user called out as a mere marketing tactic. Don't give in to their pressure. Some even suggest the plethora of success stories might be cherry picked or exaggerated. A skeptic wrote, I'm skeptical that those saying worth it are telling the truth. For all we know, baka binayaran sila to say those things to reel in more people. This is marketing 101 at its finest, lol. In short, detractors feel TFMT oversells the dream, leading newcomers to believe they'll magically land big clients fast, when in reality, freelancing is still hard work. Multiple sources, even some fans, acknowledge a cultish vibe because loyal members passionately defend the tribe. Outsiders sometimes describe it as a cult or compare it to fraternity hazing culture. An ex-member on Reddit said, join it before, parang cult, parang kulto. Kaya, de-defend talaga sila ng members. He observed that lessons could be found on YouTube and that they don't focus on skills pero tinuturo how you can charge high. kahit wala kang skills. So parang fake it till you make it. This was a common refrain. Tribe's ethos of new experience needed translates, in critics' eyes, to encouraging unqualified freelancers to pretend until they scramble to deliver. Critics find that approach problematic, even unethical. For most people, it's like, niloloko mo clients mo na kaya mong gawin yung work. That's one commenter wrote. The fraternity aspect refers to how insiders preferentially help each other, which fans see as a positive network, but outsiders might see as cliquish. One Reddit user joked, the network in the tribe sells itself. Parang frat dol. Meaning, once you're in, you gain connections, but it also creates an in-group versus out-group dynamic. Some critics mention seeing cringy posts by tribe members. For example, a member asking basic questions about a service they're about to offer a client, which implies they sold the service first and only then tried to learn it. To experienced freelancers, these incidents likely results of the get the client then outsource figure it out strategy. TFMT sometimes teaches. This reflects badly and it hypes the tribe as full of pretenders. Even if fan admitted, I really don't like the hype it has gotten. There are some cringy posts in the group about freelancers with absolutely no knowledge of the skill they're offering, asking for help. And happy members often say the actual course content is nothing special. Several Redditors who either joined or have a close knowledge claim you can get the same lessons free online. For example, one freelancer earning six figures without TFMT compared notes with a friend who learned via TFMT and concluded it's nothing you can binge from YouTube or DIY through Google. The tribe just spoon feeds it step by step. Critics argue that TFMT focuses heavily on mindset and client outreach techniques, but glosses over hard skills. If you need to actually learn graphic design, programming, etc., the tribe is not teaching those in depth. As one detractor summarized, they don't teach courses in detail per se, they don't focus on the skills, they teach you how to charge clients high kahit wala kang skills. In other words, tribe is equals to sales training, not skills training. And for some, this is a deal breaker. A Reddit user noted he didn't see any coach there that wowed me. And that if you're self-motivated and good at research, you don't need them. There's also criticism that some content is outdated or trivial. One comment pointed out the tribe's repository of templates and scripts has been rendered less special now that you can generate those using AI anyway. And with membership fees climbing from 10,000 around that a few years ago to around 15,000 pesos or more by 2023, skeptics question if it's worth the price, especially since it's an annual fee. 10,000 normally, 20,000, God, one user exclaimed, implying the freelance guru business must be very lucrative. Another user in 2020 called paying 20,000 pesos for 1 year borderline scammy if you then have to pay separately for other courses. At the time, a separate copywriting course was being sold outside the tribe. TFMT's no refund stance. There's no public mention of refunds if you don't like the membership. Also raises concern. While we did not find explicit discussions of like refund disputes, the absence of a guarantee beyond a cheaper 1.5 thousand 30-day blueprint trial course is noted by some. Essentially, if someone pays the big membership fee and doesn't see results, they either quietly leave or sink further, hoping to make it work. And critics urge caution to newbies with limited funds. A few stories surfaced of people borrowing money or using credit to afford the tribe enrollment, which critics find alarming. Yung pinakaayaw ko is may nakita akong post na nag umutang para makasali sa tribe by the enrollment deadline. One commenter said, The worst I saw was someone went into debt just to join before the deadline. And this suggests the marketing pressure can lead to financially unwise decisions. Although many praise the community, critics have their take. Some call the positivity forced or fake. The moderation policy, no negativity allowed, could be seen as suppressing honest critic. For example, a member admitted if anyone judges or criticizes in the group, they'll get kicked out. And this raises the question, are the success stories in the group the whole truth, or are failures simply not being voiced? One outsider in 2022 noted, kahit saan may magandang feedback about Tribe, I don't know, baka hindi ko pa nakikita ang mga nega. Meaning, everywhere I look, I see good feedback about the Tribe. Maybe I just haven't seen the negatives yet. And this suggests that negative experiences might be less publicly shared, possibly due to cult like loyalty or just self selection. Those who fail may quietly drop out. And the cult effect can make neutral discussion difficult. As soon as someone questions the tribe in a public forum, multiple members often jump in to defend it passionately. Some non members find this fervor off putting or even intimidating. And another cultural complaint is the premium pricing attitude taught in TFMT. Critics say tribe members sometimes develop an almost elitist stance when dealing with clients. For instance, pushing for project rates even when a client explicitly has an hourly budget. Tribe members charge a package rate kahit sinabihan na hourly lang ang budget. One Redditor observed, calling it a red flag. Like, Filangera mag-charge ng high rates even when it doesn't fit the situation. This can sour client relationships or give Filipino freelancers a bad rap if overdone. Essentially, detractors warn that not every client or project warrants premium fees, and Tribe's blanket encouragement to charge more can backfire. So, in multiple sources, certain patterns of critics show up repeatedly, like Tribe teaches common concepts, finding a niche, outbound prospecting, etc., that you could learn from free resources. Skill gap concerns worry that Tribe encourages people to sell services they are not yet skilled at, hence the fooling clients complaint. Discontent that the fee is annual, meaning you must keep paying to stay in the community. That's one user pointed out. 22,000 membership only good for 1 year seems borderline scammy. Also, some note that the other courses charge once for lifetime access, whereas Tribe membership expires if not renewed. Interestingly, even fans say this more as a qualifier than a criticism. The official messaging itself says it's reserved for those willing to help fellow freelancers and relentless in chasing big dreams. Critics flip this to imply many people won't fit or benefit, especially if they expect done for you job opportunities or lack a certain personality. So to conclude, the critical view of TFNT is that it overpromises and underdelivers for a lot of members. There's a perception of smoke and mirrors, meaning flashy success stories and a loyal community that might be drinking the Kool Aid versus quieter stories of those who didn't get much out of it. Complaints about content and culture are well detailed by some ex members, lending credibility to the concerns. At the same time, we should note that many critics concede the tribe can work for certain people, and the challenge is separating which concerns are isolated versus widespread. The patterns, like the hypey marketing, skill gaps, high cost, cult like behavior. These patterns appear in multiple independent discussions, Reddit threads across 2020 to 2023, and then blog commentary, etc., suggesting these are well supported critics rather than one off gripes. And on the flip side, The most extreme acquisitions, for example, scam, often come from those who haven't tried the program themselves. So their weight is debatable. And from the feedback, it's clear TFMT is not a magic pill. Those who benefit share certain traits or circumstances that allow them to maximize the tribe's resources. For one, the tribe works best for people who are ready to put in serious work and take accountability for their success. Multiple members stress that the only work depende sa effort ng tao. Successful tribe members are typically those who fully engage. They attend the calls, do the outreach, challenges, use the templates, and consistently apply the teachings. And a fan on Reddit noted that it's work for people who take accountability seriously. Yes, mag-work depende sa efforts. Um, in contrast, lurkers or passive consumers likely won't see results. One member candidly observed there are a lot of noobs inside who didn't take action, like lost and not satisfied, implying the tribe isn't a good fit for those lacking initiative or expecting hand holding to the point of getting clients for you. Beginners who are completely clueless about freelancing can benefit because TFMT starts from ground zero, like mindset, choosing market, crafting an offer, and provides structure. A member who joined straight from being an office worker said it was really worth it if you don't know how to start and wala ka pang lakas ng loob, highlighting that the tribe gave her direction and confidence. Another described it as moving from point A to point B. So if you're a newbie and want guidance to move from clueless to signing your first premium client, just give it a try. However, newbie is not a monolith. Those who are resourceful and already self educating might outgrow tribe quickly or not needed at all. A commenter advised that if you're the type who can do sariling sikap, DIY through research as a beginner, you might do fine without paying the premium membership fee. And on the other hand, newbies who lack confidence or direction stand to gain the most from the tribe step by step system and morale boost. It was even noted that TFMT screens applicants to some extent, like checking commitment level, presumably to ensure new members are ready to engage. And people who thrive in group learning environments benefit greatly. If you know that having peers and mentors will push you to perform, the tribe's community can be a game changer. Introverts or individuals with limited professional networks might find that TFMT provides a ready made tribe, true to its name, for networking. One self identified introvert said the idea of tribe connections with established freelancers was appealing because it could make networking easier for someone shy compared to cold networking on their own. Similarly, someone who doesn't have support at home or from friends in the freelancing path might benefit from the tribe's encouragement. And essentially, those who learn and grow better with others, will leverage the accountability pods, coaches, and forum to accelerate their progress. So, the tribe's approach emphasizes market research, cold outreach, often via LinkedIn or email, personal branding, and pricing strategy over traditional routes like Upwork. And freelancers who have a sales or marketing mindset, that's the tribe method, essentially. Um, the ones with a sales or marketing mindset or are willing to develop one tend to succeed more. So if you enjoy or at least don't mind, tasks like reaching out to strangers, negotiating deals, perhaps subcontracting work, you'll align well with TFMT's teachings. In contrast, a highly technical person who hates marketing might struggle with the tribe's focus. One external review put it this way: if you're okay with the tribe's mindset, then it's probably worth a try. referring to the mindset of getting clients even without fully developed skills and making it work through outsourcing or rapid learning. And those who find that approach distasteful, perhaps those who are more craft focused freelancers, may not benefit as much. So it's not just raw beginners. There are cases of intermediate freelancers, already earning somewhat but stuck at a plateau who benefited by learning how to reposition themselves as premium and raise their rates. One success story was from a freelancer who was already at a comfortable income but joined, and in a year he unlocked seven-figure earnings by applying the strategies to work less and charge more. So for someone making, say, $500 per month of Upwork for years, TFMT could help break the ceiling to $2,000 per month by changing tactics. However, an already highly experienced freelancer who consistently lands clients on their own does not need the tribe. Even fans have said if you already have a process for getting clients consistently, you don't need the tribe. Those who join despite being experienced often do so for community or to reach a next level, like building an agency. TFMT has advanced tracks. Some members are in stage three or stability or higher, focusing on scaling a freelance business to an agency model, hiring subcontractors, etc. So, entrepreneurial freelancers aiming to grow beyond a one person operation can benefit, whereas a happy as a calm or a happy as a calm solo freelancer with steady clients might find a tribe redundant. So people who can devote time to fully participate see better outcomes. The 30-day blueprint and challenges require daily or weekly action. So if you're very busy with a job or other responsibilities, it can be hard to keep up. One review explicitly noted that if you're very busy, the 30-day blueprint can be hard to follow. And similarly, accountability group calls and live sessions are typically weekly. Members who attend regularly build rapport and momentum, and those who skip them might not get the full benefit. So, someone who has at least a few hours each day or a flexible schedule is in a better position to utilize TFMT than someone who barely has time to log in. A college student or full time parent with no extra time might struggle to justify the membership. Good English skills are an asset since tribe methods often target international clients who pay premium. We didn't find an explicit comment on this, but success stories often involve landing US, UK, or Australian clients. So being comfortable in English is indirectly a factor. Likewise, people with resilience and a growth mindset benefit because even with tribe guidance, rejection and trial and error are still part of the game. Those who benefited often talked about persisting through failures. Like, hindi madali, ang dami kong failures, lalo na sa mga systems ko. It wasn't easy. Um, Especially failures in setting up your own system. So in contrast, people who might not benefit much um, are those expecting an easy win or those unwilling to engage with the community. One user said he wouldn't recommend it to newbies who are masipag mag-research because they can attain success on their own. Also, if someone is only looking to improve a specific hard skill, a specialized course might serve them better than TFMT. For instance, a graphic designer who just wants more clients might benefit from Tribe, but if that designer's real need is to improve their design skill, then Tribe might or won't focus on that. So TFMT rewards the go getters, as you can see, people who are ready to hustle, network, and implement a business strategy. And as one enthusiastic member put it, the fastest way to grow as a freelancer is not to take online courses, but to take action. And the fastest way to take action is to have someone that will push you. And that's what the community is for. And those who resonate with that philosophy, like needing a push, ready to act, tend to be the ones who sing TFMT's praises the loudest. So, joining the freelance movement tribe can be a catalyst for success, but it also comes with risks and potential mismatches. And here are the things a prospective member should watch out for based on recurring concerns. So, the marketing is glossy and often emphasizing exceptional outcomes like multiple six-figure earners, people buying houses, etc. The risk is inflated expectations, believing you'll automatically land big clients in weeks. And the truth is more nuanced. While some do land clients quickly, others take months, and some never quite get there even after following the program. So if you join expecting a guaranteed high income, as some promos imply, you might set yourself up for disappointment. So it's important to temper the trial success stories with the knowledge that they highlight the best cases. And tribe insiders themselves have noted hindi lahat makakakuha ng premium client. Many factors still come into play. So the concern is that newcomers might treat tribe as a silver bullet when confronted with the actual grind of outreach and rejection. They might feel misled. So well supported versus one off. Um, the caution about hype is well supported. Numerous commenters and even the remote work blog warn about it. So go in with eyes open. TFMT provides tools, but you must do the heavy lifting. As mentioned, TFMT enrollment often uses urgency, like limited enrollment windows, price will increase next batch, etc. These can pressure people to join before they're financially or mentally ready. And there's a risk in succumbing to this pressure and perhaps allocating money you can't afford. We saw evidence of individuals um, taking out loans or using their last savings to join because of the now or never vibe. And if someone is feeling coerced by the deadline or by an affiliate's persistent pitches, that's a red flag. It might be better to wait, save up, or thoroughly research until you're comfortable. Also, note that the tribe tends to open a couple of times a year. So it's not truly now or never, as marketing might suggest. Affiliate promos, there is an affiliate program for tribe members. They get commissions for referrals. Some members have strong financial incentive to sign up new people. According to one Reddit user, cynically noted that those saying it's worth it could be getting paid for bringing you in. Indeed, on Reddit, we saw members posting referral links or offers to share access for a fee. So be mindful that not all positive recommendations are unbiased. Some promoters may downplay downsides because they benefit from you joining via them. And this does not mean all fans are shills. Most genuinely believe in it, but it's a concern that the tribe's growth model relies partly on members recruiting others, which can blur the line between genuine mentorship and multi level marketing or MLM vibe. The risk here is you might be swayed by a friend's sales pitch rather than an objective assessment. TFMT is heavily community and action oriented. So if you prefer structured curriculum and clear or linear coursework, you might find Tribe's content a bit all over the place. Um, there is a structure, which is like the client getting blueprint or modules on mindset or marketing, etc. But much learning happens informally via um, post or live calls, webinars, and peer interaction. Some people thrive in that environment. Others who need step by step academic style learning may feel lost. Also, if you're someone who likes to quietly absorb, information and not engage, the tribe might not deliver much for you. The program expects participation, like posting introductions, doing outreach challenges, asking questions. A known mismatch example, there's one Reddit user shared that their accountability group meetings felt unproductive, saying, parang aimless chika nung nangyari. It felt like, aimless chatting happened during their group calls. And this suggests that if you end up in a not so great group or you yourself aren't proactive in steering your learning, you may not get value. And it varies by group and coach. So there's a bit of a lock factor. There's a risk that your particular cohort might not provide the push you need. And because of the tribe's safe place culture, criticism or admitting doubt is not common inside. While it's great for morale, it can also create one sided optimism. So if you're struggling, you might get a lot of kaya mo yan, encouragement, but not always a clear critic of what you might be doing wrong. Newcomers should be aware that the supportive environment might sometimes gloss over legitimate challenges. Also, constructive dissent is not well tolerated. If you express frustration, like, I think this method isn't working for me, you might be quickly met with encouragement to keep going or stories of others who pushed through rather than an objective analysis. And in worst cases, as noted, a member who's overtly negative or questioning the program's efficacy might be removed. The risk is that you don't hear cautionary tales from within. You mostly hear success is inevitable if you don't quit. That's motivating, but not always realistic. And this is not a deal breaker for everyone, but something to watch. So you keep an independent thinking cap on and maybe seek outside perspectives like those in these public forums to balance the internal cheerleading. And for those on a tight budget, the tribe's fee is significant. If 15,000 pesos is your 3 month savings, um, the opportunity costs and stress of that investment is a risk. So one commenter bluntly said, if beginner ka and you have extra cash, may be worth it. Pero if marunong ka mag-research, di mo siya need. The message is don't stretch yourself financially if you could attempt a DIY path first. Also consider that membership is time limited. Some have felt pressure to make ROI within the 1 year access, and a risk is feeling overwhelmed or desperate to earn back the fee quickly, which can lead to poor decisions, like taking bad fit clients or over promising because you need a win. Ideally, one should join when they have a bit of financial cushion to allow for a learning curve. TFMT does occasionally have lower cost entry points, like there's a this 1,500 pesos 30-day challenge. Um, but today they have like 40% discount, like it's 630 pesos, which the coaches actually suggest trying first to get a feel of the support, and that might mitigate risk. You can see how the community feels with a small investment before committing big money. A more subtle risk is misapplying the premium with no skills mantra. The tribe unabashedly tells people that lack of experience is not a problem. While this empowers newcomers, it also risks encouraging fake it behavior. And we saw external criticism that some tribe members took on projects they couldn't handle. So if you join and follow advice to charge very high rates or promise services outside your expertise, you risk damaging client relationships or your reputation. So tribe coaches would likely advise outsourcing or quickly learning on the fly. but not everyone can pull that off smoothly. So, a personal risk is straining yourself by over promising to clients, and it's important for tribe members to still be ethical. For example, if you truly can't deliver, better to pass or partner with a skilled tribe mate, which is what the tribe encourages internally through referrals. And one must watch out not to let the you can do anything optimism lead to a bad outcome with the client. And this concern is supported by multiple anecdotes of cringe scenarios noticed by outsiders. As a new member, you might face a bit of internal marketing too. TFMT itself might promote other programs. Like John Pagulayan has had courses like an email underground intensive, and other tribe coaches might sell their own mini courses. It will currently the tribe fee covers most materials. In the past, there were separate purchases, and there's always the possibility of being pitched additional mentorship or events, like paid live workshops or the annual TribeX conference. And just be aware, the ecosystem is somewhat salesy. You may be encouraged to become an affiliate yourself or to buy advanced training from community leaders. This can be positive, like it means more opportunities, or negative because you're feeling nickel and dime, depending on your perspective. So we didn't see heavy complaints about upsells in 2022 to 2023 discussions, um, but it's something to keep an eye on as a concern that could arise. Just a quick disclaimer here: to distinguish well supported versus one off concerns, the overhype and pressure critic is well substantiated by many sources. The cult like behavior claim comes up in multiple Reddit threads and even acknowledged by members jokingly. So it's not just one disgruntled person. Um, the skills gap issue, which focus on sales over skills, is a repeated theme by critics. um, More one-off or less common concerns might be specific experiences like an unhelpful mentor or dissatisfaction with a particular module. Those were not broadly discussed and could vary by individuals. So we did not come across any widespread allegations of misconduct or anything like that. No mentions of harassment or serious scandal aside from that locked thread, which was deleted. So we have no info, likely just a minor drama. So the main risk boil down to investing time and money under possibly false hopes, an approach misaligning with one's style or ethics. So when cutting through the hype, what actual outcomes do tribe members report? So here's a summary of realistic timelines, income figures, and case ranges based on public feedback. And this varies widely. Okay, so some go getters have reported getting a paying client within the 30-day challenge period or shortly after. Tribe marketing loves to highlight those. For example, someone landing a $1,000 client in 3 weeks. In the Reddit discussions, a few members implied they got clients in the first few months. And one member said 3 months pa lang, six figure na. And in 3 months, I hit six figures. That's what he meant, suggesting maybe their first premium client came around month 2 or 3 and ramped up. Another said it took about 9 months of freelancing to hit $20,000, though that might include pre-tribe time from a search snippet. On the other hand, not everyone is quick. Some members were part of the tribe for a year, and hadn't landed the big client they hoped for. For example, a user in mid 2023 noted seeing a lot of noobs who didn't get those premium clients by the end of their membership. If we interpret post, newbies often start with smaller wins, maybe a $100 project or a rev share deal, and build up. The tribe environment likely accelerates things for those actively following instructions, but a safe statement is a few months to really see a significant client results, with some stars doing it in weeks and some taking much longer. Also, a few people were already freelancing and simply use try to scale. For them, the first client question doesn't apply. It's more about first premium client, which might happen faster since they had baseline experience. The community touts a six-figure monthly income in Philippine peso, of course, as a benchmark of success. Achieving 100,000 pesos plus per month, roughly $2,000, is a celebrated milestone. Many testimonials revolve around that figure. For instance, one member hit 100,000 pesos per month in few months. Another reached 150 to 200,000 per month in couple of years part time. And there are also mentions of seven-figure earnings, likely meaning a million total in a year, or roughly 80,000 per month on average. So these are usually presented as pinnacle achievements. Not everyone gets. A more common outcome for active members might be in the 30 to 80,000 per month range. Just extrapolating from comments like someone starting at $3 per hour, then now earning more, maybe 50,000 pesos. Some members explicitly say, kumita ako ng malaki without figures. And hindi na sila struggling na freelancers, implying comfortable income but not necessarily massive. On the lower end, there are certainly members who ended the year still making a little or nothing, though exact numbers aren't public. So it's reasonable that some people paid 15,000 and made zero, you know, from it, sadly. Also extrapolating from comments like someone starting at $3 per hour, then now earning more. Some members explicitly say, kumita ako ng malaki. Um, but yeah, so tribe members land. The focus is on securing direct clients, often abroad, who pay well. Typical projects include digital marketing services, copywriting or email marketing, virtual assistants, but at a strategic level, web design or funnel building. Many success stories talk about clients in e-commerce, real estate, coaching, or consulting businesses, etc., rather than gig marketplace um, gigs. One notable example is a tribe member named April got hired by Agora. It's a huge direct response company. And after being noticed by her networking efforts, that's presented as an ultimate outcome, getting international corporate gigs via tribe connections. More commonly, people mention building agencies like social media agencies serving local and foreign SMEs, or becoming a highly paid copywriter with multiple clients. Realistically, a dedicated TFMT member might see something like, in 3 to 6 months, secure 1 to 2 clients that pay better than their old rate, maybe totaling 20 to 50,000 pesos a month. And then in 6 to 12 months, possibly ramp that up to a full time income. Exceptional cases do it faster or go much higher. Example, someone landing a 5,000 project or reaching 200,000 pesos per month by specializing in a hot niche. Those exceptional successes are heavily publicized within the tribe and in marketing materials. Meanwhile, the slow burn or no success cases are less visible. But the fact that multiple sources acknowledge their existence indicates it's not 100% success for all. As one balanced review said, may iba din na hindi nag-succeed. So, depende pa rin talaga sa'yo. Another insider commented that the tribe can nurture all levels, but implicitly, the outcome will vary. The program is designed to provide opportunity, but it does not guarantee an outcome. So, as for a success rate, we don't have a percentage, but a telling clue was a Was a user sharing a Google Drive file of 690 pages of testimonials collected from tribe members. While that's a huge number of successes, it's over several years and thousands of members. So it indicates many people did earn or achieve something notable, but we must consider survivorship bias. So those happy folks write testimonials, and happy ones may exit quietly. So many members likely start as solo freelancers and evolve into agency owners or consultants if they follow the program for multiple years. John Pagulayan encourages eventually running your own agency, and we saw it in Reddit posts that some early members from 2018 had by 2020, 2021 built their agencies and started earning multi six figures. So a practical long-term outcome for top performers is becoming an entrepreneur who maybe hires other tribe newbies, continuing the cycle. And for more average members, a practical win might be quitting a 9 to 5 job and replacing that salary with freelance income. For example, one person left a bank job after joining tribe and later said, "Mas gumanda lalo life ko," implying her freelance earnings and lifestyle surpassed her bank salary. So if that bank salary was perhaps 20 to 30,000 per month, then her freelance could be, you know, double, triple in that range. So which is significant, but not, may not be extraordinary, but it can over time. There are extreme cases, both positive and negative, and all the positively extreme. Someone like the earlier mentioned who claims 200,000 pesos per month working 2 to 4 hours a day. That's an outlier achieved in 2 years. And she noted, hindi pa ako yung isa sa magaling. I'm not even one of the really skilled ones. So whether that's entirely attributable to tribe or personal talent is hard to say. But she credits tribe. On the negative extreme, perhaps some people never land any client through tribe methods and end up chalking it up as a loss. And these stories aren't well documented publicly but likely exist given not everyone succeeds. A subtle negative outcome mentioned was someone's bonus is napunta lang doon. And I realized the product launch timing is intentional to coincide with people getting bonuses. That's a personal hint, highlighting that one user felt they wasted their money. So they didn't explicitly state they got nothing, but the tone suggests regret or at least awareness. It's also worth noting some practical outcomes besides money, improve soft skills like sales, communication, lead generation, and a portfolio of work. So when evaluating TFMT, many people naturally compare it to other freelancer training programs or communities. And here's the how the TFMT stacks up based on the feedback and reasons some have switched or considered alternatives. So unlike a one-off course that teaches a specific skill, like Udemy class or social media marketing or a VA bootcamp, TFMT is a year-long membership with a broad focus. Users often contrast it with skills-focused courses. For example, as Filipinos have options like yun nga, VA Bootcamp by Jason Dulay, Surge Digital's courses, Amazon Nation for Amazon VA course. And there's a 2025 review listed TFMT's 30-day client getting blueprint as top pick for finding clients, but noted it's not strictly a VA course. And that responses to Pagulayan's courses are polarized. And a very common comparison is tribe versus self learning with free content. Reddit is full of advice to try YouTube University or join free Facebook groups. And within the Philippines, another notable community is online Filipino freelancers or OFF, which is free but has they have a mentorship element. There are also niche mentorships like copywriting groups, etc. Tribe is often touted as the first of its kind in PH or the Philippines that achieved such scale. Some detractors speculated that critics of Tribe might be from competitors, although no specific competitor was named, and that implies there are other mentorship programs, perhaps smaller. One user mentioned she and her friends had joined other mentorship programs and all felt something lacking. Those friends gave honest feedback that Tribe was better in their experience, and this suggests that people who tried alternatives found TFMT's community and content more comprehensive, prompting them to switch to Tribe. And internationally, one could compare TFMT to global communities like Dynamite Circle or freelance business communities, but those weren't explicitly mentioned in feedback. However, one Redditor gave an interesting alternative instead. Instead of paying for Tribe, he advised to join a digital marketing agency as an employee to gain experience. So, like an internship. This is essentially suggesting a completely different path, and that resonates with some people who feel real world job experience might be more valuable than a paid community experience. And it's a valid route, especially if one is skeptical of gurus. So, by most accounts, TFMT outshines others in community engagement and breadth of success stories. The 690 pages of testimonials file indicates the sheer volume of wins in Tribe, likely unmatched by smaller programs. It has a culture of sharing wins that can be very motivating. It's also fairly generalist, welcoming freelancers of any service as long as they adopt the client getting approach, whereas some other groups are skill specific or niche. This generalist mindset first approach is something some people prefer, which is focusing on business skills that apply across industries. Tribe also has John Pagulayan's personal brand. Those who resonate with his style, often described as approachable and inspiring by fans, might prefer TFMT to say a more formal course. And aside from the skill depth and price discuss, ongoing support after the year could be a drawback. Like other communities might offer lifetime access or one-time fee. Tribe requires renewal to continue accessing coaching and community beyond 12 months. We did see a couple of narratives of people who almost joined Tribe but didn't, or who were in Tribe and also in other programs. One person cited her friends in other programs who were underwhelmed, which made her lean towards Tribe when she had the chance. On Reddit, some who were skeptical of Tribe instead pursued alternatives like Upwork only focus or agency jobs. And there wasn't a lot of direct, like I left Tribe for X program, in public post. Possibly because if someone becomes disenchanted with Tribe, they might just leave formal programs altogether and go solo. People often contrast the vibe of the free Facebook communities where there can be negativity, lots of newbie repetitive questions, sometimes discouraging comments with tribes curated positivity. As one tribe member said, tribe is our safe place. If someone insults you, they'll get kicked out. And that's not the case in an open forum like um, you know, freelance or off Facebook, the online Filipino freelancers Facebook group, where you might hear you're not good enough or scam offers float around. So Tribe is often chosen for the positivity and focus, whereas others might provide a more raw, no holds barred environment. Depending on personality, one may prefer one over the other. So, in summary, TFMT distinguishes itself by offering a holistic freelance business mentorship in a community setting versus other courses that might teach a single skill or lack community. So, it's better at creating a network and momentum. It's worse if you simply need technical training or a cheaper way to get info. Many Filipino freelancers weigh tribe against just grinding on Upwork or joining a smaller course, the decision often hinges on whether they value paying for a push and camaraderie. There's one Redditor who was earning well without tribe conceded that enrolling in the tribe would speed up the process of achieving success. And that's a commonly held view. Tribe versus others is equals to speed and support versus saving money and going slower. Those who switched to Tribe from other programs did so seeking that missing piece, which is or which are accountability and mindset. Those who left Tribe for other avenues did so usually because of costs, or they felt they got what they needed, or were dissatisfied and thought another approach like employment or a different mentor would serve them better. So, the culture inside the freelance movement tribe is often described as one of its strongest assets if you fit in. From public descriptions by members and observers, the vibe is mix of motivational bootcamp, supportive family, and at times quasi-cultish fervor. Members repeatedly call the tribe community as a safe place. So the overall tone inside is very you can do it, push your limits. Coaches and senior members frequently share motivational quotes, success stories, mindset hacks, and there are often live calls that feel like pep rallies. For example, John Pagulayan himself and other coaches, they do ask me anything and heart to heart talks. There's a one long time member responding to a skeptic basically give a mini motivational testimony. Six-figure salary after 6 months in the middle of pandemic, corporate can never. 2 years later, 200,000 at 2 to 4 hours a day. So internally, members often refer to each other as tribe mates. There are smaller sub communities like cohorts by enrollment batch or by accountability group. We saw mentioned that members are assigned to teams with team leaders who hold weekly calls. This structure creates a close knit feel within those teams. One member noted, parang frat, it's easier to reach out to them once you're in, meaning there's camaraderie and in group trust. Some outsiders joke frat or cult, but from within, it likely feels like having a big group of friends who share your goals. Alumni often stay connected even after their membership year, forming mastermind groups or continuing to collaborate, though formally they lose access to the official group if they don't renew. And many renew precisely to stay in the community. So, yeah, the culture encourages abundance and mentality. Members help each other, they don't compete. Senior members often voluntarily mentor newbies in their accountability pods or answer questions in the Facebook group. So, from all accounts, the tribe environment is very friendly to beginners. People are patient with basic questions. They do not tolerate mocking someone for not knowing something. And this is a deliberate part of the culture, likely stemming from John Pagulayan's ethos of helping underdogs. Members often mention how they were once clueless and were guided kindly, so they intend to do the same for others. And that fosters a nurturing, almost mentorship culture. So, in conclusion, the community culture of TFMT is highly positive, tight knit, and driven by a shared mission, which is to elevate everyone's freelance career. And for many, it feels like finding a tribe of like minded hustlers who have your back. However, that strong identity can tilt into groupthink, hence, yun nga, yung cult jabs. Whether that culture is appealing or off putting depends on personal preference. So if you thrive on positivity, accountability, and don't mind a bit of cheerleader atmosphere, you'll probably love TFMT's community. If you prefer blunt, critical feedback and are allergic to anything that smells like hype or blind faith, you might find it stifling or odd. As one member aptly explained their change of heart, I used to think paying for something that's free was stupid until I realized meeting people and expanding your network is different. Now I see why some people will actually pay just to gain access to people. And that captures the essence. Tribe is about access to people and the feeling those people create. The feeling is generally one of hope, hustle, and solidarity, which, for the right person, can indeed be priceless.